If I were to ask you right now if you feel like you have a good handle on your organization's fixed assets, what do you immediately think about? For most, their mind goes directly to how they're depreciating their assets and ensuring tax compliance. But today, we're going to talk about another portion of your fixed asset management process: physical asset inventories. Performing a physical inventory of your fixed assets may seem like a daunting task. So why should you worry about tracking your fixed assets once they're already placed in service and depreciating? Well, how confident are you in the information you currently have on your fixed assets? If you were to ask yourself any of these questions, what would your answer be? If you were tasked with going out and physically finding all of the assets in your fixed asset registry, do you think you could? If you were unable to give a confident answer regarding the accuracy of your fixed asset data, you may have what we call ghost assets haunting your books and impacting your bottom line. So what are ghost assets? Any asset that you have listed on your books but no longer physically exists is considered a ghost asset. And because fixed assets hold such a large presence on balance sheets and represent the bulk of investments for many companies, ghost assets can cause a company to overpay on taxes and insurance. Overpaying taxes and insurance is not the only impact ghost assets can have. Ghost assets that are not identified can cause lost productivity because missing or unusable assets are not available when needed. And finally, capital budgets are rendered inadequate because management is unaware of critical assets that might need to be replaced. So how can this inaccurate asset data impact your bottom line? Let's walk through a potential example using some hard numbers and industry averages. In this case, we assume a number of averages to apply to our costs. We assume an average federal tax rate of 30%, a state tax rate of 6%, property tax rate of 3.4%, and an average insurance rate of 1 cent per dollar. Assuming these averages, we can now define the asset information. In this example, we're using the following figures: a total fixed asset cost of $1.5 million, a ghost asset percentage of 15%, and a remaining asset value of 40%. With this information defined, we can begin to do some math. In this example, we can see a total of ghost assets equaling $225,000, with a remaining asset value of $90,000. We can then calculate a potential federal and state tax overpayment based on these ghost assets, totaling $32,400. We can also calculate a potential personal property tax overpayment and insurance overpayment totaling $5,000. The total potential overpayment due to bad asset data in this example is $37,710. Now that we understand what ghost assets are, how do we prevent them from ever occurring in the first place in order to ensure we're not making these overpayments? First, put processes in place to begin tracking your assets from the initial point of purchase. Ensure that all actual expenses and invoices match back to a physically existing asset. Then track those assets during their useful life by performing regular physical inventories of your fixed assets. This will also allow you to compare asset information from your books to the physical reality and then reconcile the differences. Depending on the size and distribution of your business, performing a physical inventory may seem like a daunting task, but the sooner you get control of it, the easier it will be. Additionally, Sage is here to help, with a tracking solution designed to help you facilitate asset inventories and the knowledge and services to help get you started. Research shows that 60% of asset data at those organizations who have never performed a physical inventory is incorrect. Additionally, on average, 15% of assets listed on the books at those organizations no longer physically exist. Taking steps to ensure your asset data is correct and you're not paying for ghost assets can have a major impact on your bottom line.